So, in a recent conference of women CEOs, I heard that behind every successful woman at work was she herself. When I was invited to speak, I just added that behind an outrageously successful woman was an astronized mother in law. Jokes apart, it's time to delve deep into the topic. So, the next common question to the panelists present here today is, how could HR as a function step up and stand out as a strategic change leader in the ever-changing digital workspace? I'd like to invite Mr. Mahesh Kulkarni once again to share his thoughts on the same.
That's another, yes, Anirban, that's another important question, and I will definitely like to share my views on this. See, it's basically when we divide a journey of an individual, right, two important phases that we can think of with respect to organization is the ones the person joins the organization. That's one important phase, right? And I'll come back, I'll tell you why in a moment. But the second important, equally important, is the daily life of the person in the organization, right? It's daily connect with the organization, right? Now, basically, when you join a new organization, you become a part of new vision, mission, business philosophy, as I just mentioned, right? All the things that organization is about, basically. So, first thing HR should do, right, is to make sure that they have excellent assimilation, excellent amalgamation experience, right, for the new people, right? So imagine when you must have experienced this, or some of us have definitely experienced this, that when we go to new localities, new cities, when our parents got transferred or we ourselves moved on for the job purpose and all. So what do we do? When we go to the new locality, what do we do? We get some new friends, right? First and foremost, we try to connect with people there, even though we know that we are going to be here temporarily, right? You may have been a part of an event or so, right? You just go for some time, but then best thing that you enjoy, right? Or rather important thing that you do is try to connect with people, right? That's how we are, right? So the reason is that we want to enjoy our time there. And it is true with the organization also, basically, isn't it? So in the professional life, as I just mentioned, we spend 8 days approximately, right, with our colleagues or at workplace, right? So then basically that special relationship, right, that, with the colleagues or even when we are working with the client, right, that satisfies our social connect need to a great extent, right? So this is the important, aspect behind actually. Secondly, when we do so, this whole, angle of connect brings in the, taking care of each other as a team, right? Once you are bonded, then you are taking care of each other, covering for each other, sharing, right? Going beyond, right, your own private goals or personal goals or individual goals, and kind of adding value for others also, right, in the organization. That can happen only when this connect part comes into picture. So then that team spirits, right, all those things come when the most important thing is you should get connected. In my personal life, some of the best friends that I've made was either in my previous organization or in the current organization, AFour, right? For last several years I'm working. Some of my best friends I've got here, right? That is the importance of getting connected, right? Then they are become the friends for your life. It's not that just you are a professional colleague, right? Actually, that is real essence of life. This is the real joy of being a professional, right? So that's one important angle. The times are now changing, right? As you rightly said, this whole digitalized workspace is getting a big change in the whole system, right? So this is where working from home is just like the online schooling program, right? That is for the kids nowadays, right? So this is how the connect that my younger 7 years is having now versus she had a couple of years ago or a year ago, right? There's a big difference there, right? Actually, and that is what this whole online thing is bringing to our life. So we need to be cognizant of this part, right? So this is one aspect. Now, another element, if you look at it from again a human psychology angle or human being angle, is that one of the great virtue that we've received as a human being is the curiosity part, right? So we being curious about certain things, right? Actually, and that is one of the reasons maybe this cognitive revolution that has happened best in us compared to any other species on this planet, right? If I'm correct. So each of us have great desire to explore things, try out things, experience things, and so on and so forth, right? So this is another important aspect. But going beyond this, even importantly more is that basically all of us have this great desire for recognition, right? So exploring curiosity is one aspect, but if you look at it, we have great liking, right? Or rather, we want to appreciate others, and more than that, we want to get appreciated, right? And that's why this all social media platform like Facebook, Insta, and all maybe becoming they've become so popular, right? So this is another thing. So basically, what we should do is that when we explore something, right? So this is where HR can add a lot of value, right? So when somebody explores something, that sense of achievement is great. But when someone gets appreciation, that that appreciation, that achievement is recognized, right? That sense of achievement is that increases multifold, right? That is one reason. Secondly, that brings is that recognition gives you the validation that you achieved something great, right? So this is another aspect of recognition. So HR, especially in this current situation, should make sure that they have a very good ecosystem for recognizing and rewarding achievements uh, by people, right? This is one element actually, right? So how do we create these opportunities, right, for exploring things, right? Not necessarily everyone can get those opportunities on one's own. So this is where HR can put people in the organization on this journey of continuous improvement, right? Continuous improvement is the term that we commonly use at AFour. Normally people term it as innovation, right? This continuous improvement is easy to relate and understand, right? So HR should build the environment of continuous improvement. It provides great platform for people to explore things, try out things, and achieve interesting results, right? A lot of miracles can happen through this. So in the summary, if HR needs to stand out as a change leader, these are a few things that they should build ecosystem where people should now believe in the mission of the organization, they're happy with the vision of the organization, and then respect the value. Hence, they are bonded well with the organization. Every person should try, right? Every person should try out new things to help customers and getting rewarded and recognized for that spirit of innovation. Uh, so this is what I think HR should do to stand out. Thank you.
Wow, this is so amazing. Uh, Thank you for that. The example of online classes is so apt, I think. I mean, this is so true. I'm sure everyone would be able to relate to it, at least during the pandemic and beyond, maybe. Employee recognition, I must say, is one of the most important pillars for any organization. And once again, thank you for sharing some mind blowing insights there. Now, I'd like to invite Ms. Neha Chadha to share her thoughts on the same.
Yes, a very relevant question, Anirban. And I would like to continue on what Mahesh has already discussed with us. As a strategic change leader, HR will basically have to integrate business goals with people strategy. We'll have to find ways to reduce attrition, which is again a very important aspect. Rather, when I say reducing attrition, I look at it by in a way that we preempt the resignations so that we stop employees from leaving the organization when the first thought comes to their mind. HR should have such a rapport with the employees that with the engineering managers, they should be able to understand when the first thought comes, because by the time we receive resignations, it is too late. The person has already made up the mind. Then it is like you're doing a damage control. You're not stopping the thing when there is the first thought that comes to a person's mind. So to have all of this in place, we need to be innovative in ever changing digital workplace. Most importantly, again, one more point that I would like to add here is when HR collaborates with every division of the company, it needs not necessarily be engineering per se. It has to be all the departments, be it finance, be it marketing, and find innovative ways to achieve excellence. That is when, as a function, we'll step up and stand out.
Wow, so true. I mean, the point about finding the trigger is bang on. I mean, only organization who really cares for their employees could only think on those lines. Even the famous people first policy is something that we would completely agree with. And once again, thank you for sharing some amazing points there.